Today we have Rachel Strivelli. She is a special guest who is not only an author, but also a coach, a psychic, and an expert in connecting with the natural world. She's on a mission to help people gain clarity on their gifts, stay grounded, and take aligned action with their lives. In her book, Talk to Trees, Rachel invites us to step into a world where ancient wisdom meets modern spirituality, offering a unique perspective on profound connection between humans and nature. Her work is not just about communication with trees, it's about inner peace, wisdom, and embracing the beauty of the natural world. I'm your host, Brittani Starr. Let's get into it.
Self-Development Sundays.
So welcome to the show, Rachel Strivelli.
Hello, I'm excited to be here.
Can you share a little bit about your journey and how you discovered your ability to communicate with nature and trees?
Oh, yes. Well, even as a child, I would talk to the plants in my yard, and some of them, you could say, talk back, but most of them didn't. Like my cats and dogs, I felt like I had some level of telepathy with them, but the plants and the rocks and the rivers and all that, I just liked being around them. Then at a certain point in my life, early 20s, I was going through various things, and I felt like the people that I was around really couldn't be there for me. I always felt better when I sat out in nature. I feel like it was kind of a slow awakening. And when my grandfather died, I had just moved to a new city with my now husband, then boyfriend. I'd never lived in the city before. I'm a huge nature lover. So for me, living in an urban environment was very much like, I don't know what to do. I'm a country mouse. I'm here in the city. I was there for a few months, and then my grandfather passed away, who we were close. And so that was another big emotional thing on top of moving to another country, moving to a city, entering grad school, knowing no one. I just felt so alone and uncomfortable. And every day when I would go to grad school, I would walk and look at the trees around me. I really felt that the trees were comforting me with this idea of it was fall and they were dropping their leaves. And I was thinking, they're just showing me the cycle of life. And yeah, my grandfather passed on, but he's not gone. It's just like the tree leaf. The tree's not dead. It's just the things of it are changing form. That's one of the most pivotal first moments. I feel it's giving me messages that make it easier to deal with life. And I was a life coach. And over time I realized, okay, my intuition is really guiding me here. And before I would have a session with someone, I would either go for a walk or sit on my back porch, and I would look at the trees around me, and then the information of what I needed to talk about with that client that day would just pop into my head. I'm receptive, and then I listen, and then these ideas just emerge in my mind, and they're usually really good ideas or insight.
In your book, you discuss the connection between humans and the natural world. Can you elaborate on the importance of this connection for personal growth and self-development?
Yes. Oh my gosh, so much. Yes. So here's the thing. Most of us know that, let's say you're going on vacation and you're thinking, I want to plan something fun. We'll have a vacation that's either to the mountains, to the lake, to the ocean, going out to these wide expanses of nature. And I think it's such a natural calling, and it's also this place where you can go and you can dream big. Researchers have found, like our physiology, like we calm down, our brain starts thinking kind of more big ideas because it lets your brain rest. You resting your eyes on the waves lapping at the shore or the trees rustling in the wind. I think it's one of the best spaces to be in, to let your creativity come about, to let your ideas start to come together. Because if you also look into people who write a lot about creativity and research it, you need that quiet, reflective space for ideas to come together. Because if you're super busy, every minute of your day has an activity, you're not having that white space, that open space. And so, especially if you're a busy-minded person, which a lot of us have very active minds, and maybe meditation or mindfulness is something that doesn't feel super easy to do. I find go out in nature, either for a walk or find a place to sit where you can look and just look and observe, and then notice how you feel in your body, how you feel calmer. Your ideas start coming together in new ways. You might get totally new ideas. And I think it's one of the most free, accessible, and easy ways to lower your stress, be more creative, feel more calm, and just increase your happiness too.
You are a coach and a psychic mentor. Can you talk about that a little bit? What are some common challenges that you see people face in their spiritual growth journeys?
Yes. Oh, that's a great question. People come to me for a whole gamut of things. The two big pockets of things would be relationship, and then things related to career, work, and or spiritual growth. A lot of people come to me who they're on the brink of creating something new in their business, some spiritual modality, or they want to create something new. And what I love about when we work together is we know a little bit what they're trying to create. And then I come in as another person, but we're in this invisible space where ideas are occurring, where energy is, where all of these things are coming together. Essentially, I'm another person helping them to shed light on whatever this creative or business venture is that they're creating. And when it's new, you really don't know how it's going to look, what you're going to create. Especially, I'm thinking of anyone who's either writing a book, or if you're writing, you're also reading. It's like everything I've ever written, I thought it was going to end up one way, and it almost never ends up exactly how it was in my head. So I work with people in this creative process as well. And like I said, there's a range of, sometimes it's creative in business, sometimes it's a healer or a counselor who wants to get into psychic work or healing work, or somebody, it's like a fringe thing off of what they're doing, but it feels so unknown to them. And then I'm somebody who they're fumbling in the dark, and I come with another flashlight and I say, hey, okay, I see this thing you're working on. Now here's some more language to talk about it. Here's what I see from my perspective. And it feels so much better to have somebody else out there with you when you're doing something innovative, when you're creating something new, because even though it's exciting, it also can feel really lonely. So all of those emotions that come up, and the fears and concerns and whatnot, and some of the time that's where it maybe lends more to the coaching aspect of what I do. Is some of it is what is good self-talk to use through this next stage. Might be 3 phrases they can use when they butt up against the fear or the self-talk that's being negative or that wants to keep them stuck or safe. You have to push beyond the limits of what you know. And so I help people to push beyond those limits and do it in a way that doesn't feel super exhausting and that fits with them. I want things to grow naturally. I want each person to recognize their own inherent beauty and nature with the way that they're created. And if you try to be what you're not, like what you're just not wired to be, every day can feel like a struggle. That's one of the things that I love that I get to do. Is this is more the psychic part of it, is I get like a glimpse of what this person's soul is, what they want to express and feel in this life. And I can say, hey, yes, you're supposed to be a leader. Like, hands down, you need to use your voice. People need to listen to you. You need to be in charge. Like, that's totally what you are. And then there are other people that would never be in their nature. And it would be like ego pushing them to do something that they're not.
So with your psychic abilities, you use that to see what somebody's soul is, like their purpose.
Yes. I'm on most of the social media channels, the big ones, I guess, at Rachel Strivelli. And my book is on Amazon, Talk to the Trees.
Your links will be in the description box below. So thank you so much for being here today, Rachel Strivelli.
Thank you for joining us on this enlightening episode of the Zarlequan podcast. Remember to subscribe to our newsletter so you never miss a beat.